rectangular pattern video. You need to start your sketch, and we're starting with a 6x4 rectangle. So I'm going to do I hit the R key, and I'm going to do a height of 4. I'm going to click the tab key and type 6 for my width. I'm going to E for extrude out 0.5. So there's my first rectangle. And if you look back at your directions, it tells you you're creating a 6x4 rectangle with a depth of 0.5. Now we're going to dimension this circle to be a 1/2 inch off of each edge, and it's going to have a 0.3 diameter. So I'm going to create a center diameter circle on this face, click, drag, 0.3, enter. And I'm going to D for dimension, the bottom edge to the center and pull it over to the left and type in 0.5, enter. D for dimension, the side edge to the center and pull it down, click, 0.5, enter. So I've got my circle dimension, and now I'm ready to extrude it. The directions don't really tell you how far to extrude this, but 0.25 looks pretty good. Now, since we're ready to rectangular pattern, I'm not using the patterning tool that's in my sketch. I'm not trying to pattern a sketch feature. I'm trying to pattern an object. So I'm going to use my create menu and go down to pattern, rectangular pattern. For my object, I'm going to select this peg. For my direction, I'm going to select the bottom edge. Do you see how it's turning black? Click that bottom edge. Every 1 inch, I want there to be 6 total. Now notice in distance type, it's giving me extent. That's why it's putting all of my little check marks for my peg so close together. Change it to spacing. I want the spacing to be, now notice how it changed to 0.2 because my extent was 1 inch. But I want my spacing to be 1 inch in between. That looks better. That should look more like the directions with the 6 pegs spaced out. So now that I've got my 6 pegs spaced out across the width, I'm going to click my up arrow, and every 1 inch, I want 4 pegs. This should look a lot like your example. Notice I'm doing 6 pegs every 1 inch, 4 pegs every 1 inch. Click OK, and done. This is it. Make sure you save this in your IED 5.5 folder. So you should have an IED project, 5.5 folder. Call this rectangular pattern. And you're done.